Zak Kirkup certainly did make a very incisive call earlier in the campaign in conceding a few weeks out. He's been criticised for it, but he was bang on. Tom Connell, as we go to our numbers room, that was very good political insight from the leader who's about to lose his seat, and his party left to not even a rump. What do you call just 2 or 3 seats?
Yeah, well, as you say, they fit on a Vesper at this stage at least. The Labor gains, just since I've been standing here in a few minutes, have gone from 6 to 8. These are the locked-in gains, Kieran, and it just shows nothing's really safe. Bateman, Darling Range, Hillary's, we're talking about Perth area. Then you go to Geraldton off the Nationals, Kalgoorlie as well. So we're getting into the regions there, Riverton, Scarborough and South Perth. And Riverton has been added to that firm category just in the last couple of minutes. So this so far, we're going to keep counting up. There's no doubt about that. Let's look at why Hillary's has been lost, why we're already calling this. Well, it's 26.53 the vote. It's a 27% swing on primary vote to Labor, up at 60% of the vote. Now, yes, there was a huge pre-poll and postal. Some of these results could well come back. But with pre-poll in this election, you've got to question how many people, if they just made up their mind 2 or 3 weeks into the election, well, how many of them are still going to be voting for Labor ultimately? So that normal swing back towards Team Blue, you wouldn't think you could count on that to the same extent. So here's Hillary when we pull out to two-party preferred. Swing to lose was 0.4%, 17.17%. It's a massive swing. Let's look at Nedlands, because I know this was something that we had Ben talking about just before. The vote so far of Nedlands in terms of how much we've got in of it, crucially, well, right now it is sitting at 19.25%. That's quite a lot of it. 6% swing towards Labor. The crucial bit here is the swing against the Liberal Party of 18% on that primary. A couple of independents are going to play a key role, including Fiona Argyle, when we turn out and look at what the two-party prefer is. Swing to lose 8%. Swing at the moment 11.36%. Not a call on this just yet, but look, you wouldn't exactly want to be in that position right now. It is more so than many of the other seats we're looking at least within the realms that it hasn't been given away just yet. So perhaps you could call that encouraging. Dawesville, we'll keep a close eye on this all night, because this might be the most interest right now. Will Zak Kirkup still be able to be the opposition leader? As we've been saying, massive swing against him so far. But a couple of things to note here. 8% of the vote so far, that's not a significant amount. The 22% swing towards the Labor Party certainly is. 0.8% needed as a swing, it's at 15. So would you give that away? Not necessarily. 62% of people either pre-polled or postaled in this. So that is a huge number. We need to see that start to come in and the trend of that before you can be certain, albeit if you look at it right now, that is a huge thing to overcome. So what about the booths? Let's look at a couple of the booths within Dawesville and what story they're telling so far. The first one, South Hall's Head primary booth. And what we're getting in this one so far is it's a relatively small booth. It doesn't actually have a swing as big towards the Labor Party. Perhaps we don't have that figure up right now. I might try to take us through that next time, because I do want to take you through a couple of booths that do tell the story of that. Looking through a couple of other things, well, the two-party preferred share of the vote right now, 67.7% towards the Labor Party. These are astonishing figures, obviously, right now. How that actually plays out in the state of the House at the moment, well, they are galloping ahead, already ahead of that 40 now, up to 41. So where we're looking at right now with those 41 seats, we're only going to see that continue to go higher and higher as we keep going through that. So we'll just take a quick look as well at Victoria Park, one final seat, which might end up being topical. This is not one particularly of interest in terms of which way it changes hands, but a very significant name in politics, of course. Hannah Beazley, well, no surprise that she's able to continue holding this seat for the Labor Party, but look at that, another 10% swing towards her on the primary, and it's a thumping on two-party preferred.